And we're back with round two. We got Kami House, aka Random Wizard, versus Brad the Chatty Daddy, aka the Boats and Hoenns.
Yeah, it's a rivalry matchup here. Normally, we get to see this kind of action week one with how fierce their rivalry tends to be, but this time, a week two matchup. Going to be interested to see some leads here. Brad obviously having the Ferrothorn for a fairly dedicated lead, but doesn't mean he has to as the mind games begin.
Yeah, and Kami House kicking it off with his spinner, also his Mega in Blastoise. Barney with the gun and it's shiny, but a quick swap over to Jirachi, maybe to try and hit him with a Fire Punch, and Brad quickly goes over to the Rotom Wash, and oh no, just a fellow Stealth Rocker. And I like this play here with the Jirachi, just having a little bit more support than just the straight iron heading.
And not much damage. The leftovers healing it back up, but getting the flinch. Yeah, I agree with you. The more supportive Jirachi here to kind of take care of those moves and get the checks in the boxes is always nice.
Yeah, the steel on the water is not going to be great, nor against the Ferrothorn. So, but neither one deciding to swap. You know that Brad is probably just spamming Will-O-Wisp here. So if I'm Random Wizard, I'm maybe trying to swap to a Pokemon that can take that Will-O-Wisp better than this physical one. So going to his Heal Beller to take the Will-O-Wisp, and pretty good swap there. Sylveon is in a good position here to force out this Rotom. It has good sustain with the Wish, and it can also use some fairy moves, stab fairy moves. So yeah, there's the Volt Switch doing very little damage on the special wall.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he feels comfortable sitting in here and goes ahead and set up a wish on this turn, and then plans to heal Bell the next. But it also depends on what comes in. You can kind of leave this thing burned for a little while.
Yeah, that's
The
risky
Copper
with the Kofa Grigus, because the Hyper Voice would have hit that thing quite hard there.
and going for the hidden power. I'm curious which one it was.
Well, with the Rotom, probably grass. But yeah, there's the Hyper Voice doing some decent damage there, you see, and Calm Mind might let it survive a one more Hyper Voice, but we'll see if yeah. So it does allow it to survive there. Pain Split, bringing it back up. But remember with Wish that he can go ahead and get something else going here with a Protect to follow up. Oh, going with the Shadow Ball, and that'll take down the Sylveon after the burn.
Yeah, the problem is with the threat of the Calm Mind, you kind of want to press that offense immediately, at the risk of it setting up more. And that Pain Split being a very good answer.
And he leaves him in, and just the Dark Pulse just slams down the Kofa Grigus there, but traded with his Heal Bell or his Cleric, so uh, decent trade, but I mean, I wouldn't be too upset on either side here.
Yeah, and an opportunity to go ahead and get your Mega Evolution with Barney with the gun and let him kind of plant there. Yeah, you're going to see just some high power attacks coming out of him.
Wow, yeah, what was that? Because the big Aura Sphere, and what I wonder what Ferrothorn thought was going to happen there, because if you're not running the big grass attack, yeah, Aura Sphere is going to be hitting hard here.
Yeah, now he can even increase power further and go with like a Dark Pulse or something if he doesn't have something to hit super effectively into the Rotom. But no, opting to switch in. More Pain Splits out of Brad.
Yeah, and this is kind of a risk here because the Volt Switch will do some good damage, and I might have gone for the Nasty Plot, but here he goes to the Scarf, and this is the big the big question here is what happens here in this scenario. If Kami House has a choice item on the Thunderous, he's going to have to swap out right now. Otherwise, he can maybe hit Hidden Power Ice. And yeah, swapping to the Blastoise, U-turn dealing decent damage, maybe predicting a swap there. Typically that Landorus is on a choice item, so gets back to the Rotom, but again, that Aura Sphere hit that Rotom pretty hard. So, you know, we'll see how much damage it does.
Yeah, the rocks definitely brought it within kill range. I think you gotta trust your speed here, but they can check the speeds of these Pokemon to see where they are. Rotom normally is gonna want more investment in bulk, I would imagine, where the Blastoids may have some speed investment. But no, the Rotom going first, but Barney with the gun barely hanging on.
And since he swapped off that, let's see what he uses here. Oh, chose the Dark Pulse. But Barney with a gun is definitely faster than Ferrothorn, so let's see what he decides to use. And yeah, just takes it out with the Aura Sphere. And let's see what he sends out, because if it's the Rotom again, Random Wizard will probably, well, regardless, I think Random Wizard, Kami House will let the Blastoise go down here.
Yeah, with 4% with the rocks, they're seeming like they're sticking. He could potentially have defog on that Lottie, but at the same time, it's 4%.
Right, and you're not coming
Your
out
remaining
and
is it
outspeeding
outspeeding.
usually.
Yeah.
Um, what's interesting though is it depends how much HP that Thunderous had left. I don't remember if it was above 26% or 25%. But if the Blastoise goes down here and he chooses to go to the Thunderous, if Boats and Hoenns is on top of that Hidden Power Ice and swaps out the Landorus, that could be the last time that Thunderous can actually swap in.
Yeah, the other question is who would want to switch into it if he finds himself in that situation. Just being with the rocks and that things are a bit beat up or without the mega evolution on the Gyarados, it doesn't take it as well. And yeah, Barney with the gun getting that chip damage in. Love seeing the Aqua Jet to just get that little bit extra.
It did an okay amount of damage there, and here's Rotom, so this is gonna give Kami House a chance to just Alpha Strike this Rotom. I like sending a Latios out here and just starting to put a little bit of offensive pressure.
Yeah, looking at the remaining team, I'm definitely fine just kind of hitting some of those stab moves and not really caring. You know, it hits well into everything. And yeah, there's the Drake Meteor going straight for the kill.
Yeah, because I like the choice of Draco Meteor there, because if anybody swaps in, you know it's going to hit hard. Latios, though, here, it's kind of a risk because there could be a Dragon Dance coming.
Yeah, this is giving the Gyarados a potential chance to set up. It's a hard one here.
Yeah, really tough call. There's the Mega Evolution. He doesn't swap the Latios out, just chooses to defog away the rocks, and yeah, there's the Dragon Dance. So here comes the risk. If you're Kami House, you might still outspeed, and you don't, and you just get one shot by the crunch there. Stab crunch, just huge damage. And this is what I was saying. So Piccolo comes out here. He's going to be locked into a particular move if he's choiced, which is what it looked like before. So the Landorus. Oh, and here it is. Let's see what he pressed. He chose Thunderbolt, and he could be choiced into that, which is going to be really bad into the ground Pokemon. Note that he is over 25%. So if if Boats and Hoenns decides to stealth rock here with his lander, well, actually, I think his Landorus is also choice, so probably no more stealth rocks coming. But he's got three pretty strong sweepers, two of them who like to set up. I think that this is just a question of what choice item, who's choiced. I definitely think the Landorus is. if the Thunderous is choiced, can you go to Jirachi here and not just get killed by Earth Power? This is the risk here. This is really tough.
Oh, but Lander is opting for the Psychic, so Jirachi's the perfect one to take that. And now if it is choiced, it is
Oh,
stuck
it's
with the Psychic into
great
a
call.
Jirachi.
Great call. It is definitely choiced. And yeah, there's the Psychic, and he's just going to let the Landorus die. But wisely, Kami House chooses to put the Stealth Rock out there, taking advantage, sends the Gyarados back out there, and this is perfect. You're going to be able to Iron Head, but oh, the Gyarados has a chance here. It's definitely packing Earthquake. So is he going to swap into another Dragon Dance? This is a tough call here.
Yeah, Fear of the Earthquake, where he's got the genie for it. There's the Dragon Dance and the Thunder Wave, taking the risk. But I like it there. Just go ahead and hack out this Gyarados.
Whoo! This is what it's meant for with Jirachi. Just hope for those flinch hacks. He can't switch him out because of those rocks there. Another flinch and he's got it. That will take down the Gyarados here with the massive flinch hacks from the Jirachi. Just huge. And here comes Landorus. This Landorus is now equipped to use Earth Power. So yeah, that will be able to do a lot of damage, but not enough. There's a wish. Does he have Protect on this Jirachi?
Krillin coming in clutch, the Destructo Disc.
Oh, there's the Iron Head into the Volcarona. I think if you're Jirachi here, you're feeling really good. Those rocks just crushing, and Landorus already swapped out, so he's going to get hit by the rocks again.
Yeah, you knew the Quiver Dance is coming. There's the Thunder Wave, just gonna keep hacking them out.
Yeah, and here comes Flinchax. Just press Iron Head, and oh, the Fiery Dance hits but doesn't kill. No burns, and there's another Thunder Wave. But or no, sorry, there's the Iron Head. Maybe the flinch. There's the flinch. Got it. And this should be able to take it down.
No, it's with Jirachi's ability, Serene Grace. It has twice the chance to flinch, and he's also paralyzing to do that. The Brad's running a Lumberry on the bug in order to, yeah, repeating, of course.
Psychic, but here's another wish. Oh, he heals up, but it takes down the percentage there. He'll be able to send Thunderous out. Let's see if he's choiced, and he is. Hidden power, he's faster, and he takes it down. Game one going to Kami House.
Yeah, crazy game one. Let's see with everything revealed how these players will adjust for game two.
Yeah, the Boats and Hoenns definitely, I think, just kind of was defaulting to his plan that he went for in round one with just a pretty straightforward team setting up and the choice scarf on the Landorus. But Kami House kind of bringing some counters, and they definitely paid off there.
Yeah, the problem is once you've shown your counters and once you've shown what mistakes your opponent can make, will they do the same?
I think we're going to see Boats and Hoenns try to set up immediately here. Well, there he goes right back to the Ferrothorn. So if you're Barney with a gun, this is the matchup you like with Aurasphere.
Yeah, we saw in
Boom!
game one he switched out not liking it, but this time he realizes, no, I can do that. That aura sphere bugs.
So you gotta guess that Boats and Hoenns is gonna swap here. So if it's me, I'm probably just you're fine with
This
Copa
match is that
Grigas.
called.
Well, the problem with Stab Scald is the Rotom is a pretty good swap here for you. So I think that the best choice could just be the Aurasphere. And there's the Dark Pulse, 36%. He'll heal up on the leftovers. This Rotom has Pain Split, so it's just a tough matchup.
Yeah, he could go for the immediate swap, predicting the potential of a pain split, but we've also seen that it's faster, so it might just go for the Volt Switch and opting for the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, maybe thinking that he was going to go for one of the physical mon again, but Latios is one of those Pokemon that can force it out and gets rid of the Stealth Rock and the Dragon typing, insulating it from the Volt Switch. Here comes Ferrothorn to put Stealth Rocks back out, but let's see what Latios has here. He might have like hidden power fire, or just sending a Draco Meteor would probably be not so bad either.
Yeah, we've seen the issue with the Draco Meteor, though, is it leaves them open for the Gyarados to come in and Mega Evolve, or the Volcarona at that, and just have that free turn to boost. But there's the hidden power. It's got to be
Ooh.
fire hitting that hard.
Yeah, just hidden power fire, and he didn't show that in that first game, so maybe he was keeping that back to take out the Ferrothorn there. And this is that point where we're probably going to see a U-turn out of this Landorus. So let's see what Kami House wants to take that U-turn.
It's a curious thing because Goku has kind of done his job at the same time. The Ferrothorn is dead. The hazards are not on the field. He can afford to lose the defog. Yeah,
Press that
leaving it
Draco
in.
Meteor, and he misses it! Big miss!
Oh,
Awful miss, and the burn's going to take it down. If that had hit there, that would have been just a massive goodbye for the Latios. And that's sometimes that situation where people run Healing Wish on the Latios at that low HP, but just really tough breaks there on the Draco Meteor.
yeah. The question is who the healing wish would have gone into. But you see, he's kind of struggling. It feels like with this Rotom opting in for Krillin now. I'm not sure what he's threatening it out with. Yeah, just an opportunity to go ahead and get Stealth Rocks out. Brad quickly identifying that, boom, immediately getting a Fiery Dance to push damage on it. But there's the Paralyze triggering the Lumberry, and
Ooh,
it's
is
back to
that
the start.
enough? Is that enough healing with the special attack boost? I don't. I think it. I think the Krillin will die here to a fiery dance. So this is a tough one though. You may have to just leave it in because. Oh, here it is. Is he gonna quiver dance? He does quiver dance, and here we go. Does he have the? Oh, just presses the fire move against the special wall. Hidden power into that Pokemon, but not gonna be good enough there.
Yeah, we know it typically packs the Giga Drain for some healing,
Woo!
so as long as he keeps faster or something that's not weak to that, he can keep working on chipping it out.
But he can't swap it out because those rocks do 49%. So this is it. It is Sylveon versus Volcarona here. Um, whoever survives this, or whoever, Volcarona's going to go first. If Sylveon can survive, then Volcarona will go down. Otherwise, he may just have to send Thundurus out there. And, oh, but goes to Blastoise. Interesting choice. Oh, that's critical there. The Giga Drain just one-shotting the Blastoise, and that is a really tough thing to come back from.
Yeah, an interesting choice to go for the Giga Drain there. I agree. I think they were kind of locked in. This Volcarona is just going to be able to clean up at this health now. Piccolo having to come out to see what it can do with its biggest attack. Does it have any flying stab? That's typically a type that you'll drop, and the Thunderbolt not being enough.
Oh,
He gets a second hit, but again, that Giga Drain just showing how it paid off here.
yep. And you might have Terrakion here to come out and quick attack. Yeah, and there it'll take it down. But oh, and the flame body just icing on the cake, and you got to think we're going to a game 3 here.
Yeah, he does still have his Cleric, but Vegeta versus the world. He probably likes to band this thing or just get it with some other kind of choice if he needs the speed or a life orb. Against the world, man. Oh no, and that Gyarados is going to counter it out real well.
Yep, and you can't. It's really hard. You can't really press close combat against Landorus very well. So Earth Power just takes it down, and yeah, we're going to a game 3 here.
This is what we like to see out of a rivalry. Just a blood match. Both of them just going for the throat constantly, pulling tricks. Dirty, dirty tricks. There's no need for honor. The survivor can find his honor afterwards.
Whew. And going to game 3, so Ferrothorn versus Blastoise was pretty much the leads for these two. I want to see something different here from Kami House, and yeah, choosing for Jirachi right off the bat. So I think we're going to see double Stealth Rock. Oh, but choosing Thunderwave for the high upside, and there's the knockoff doing big damage, kicking the leftovers off. And I think we'll see Stealth Rocks here, but that paralysis was big there. Oh, yes. You land the Wish, get your Stealth Rock, and they got the Stealth Rock back, but I think that was a pretty good trade. You've got your paralysis landed, and now you can freely swap to your Defogger and go from there.
Yeah, it's a paralysis for the loss of leftovers. Both teams having these rocks out. This is definitely a bit of a stare down. Chipping out a Ferrothorn is not something I would want to try, especially without my leftovers. But the Ferrothorn, what does it have to go besides just sitting out there? And yeah, it can just push damage kind of freely. But we know the hidden powers there on Goku. Does Brad protect his Ferrothorn, or does he think that that one layer of rocks is going to be enough?
You pull it, yeah. You definitely pull it. Let's see if he presses Draco Meteor. No, presses the hidden power. And leftovers on the Goku. And with the Rotom there, Rotom doesn't have a lot of good moves, but Goku isn't really set up to have great sustain. And it doesn't have Life Orb, so that is something, but we might just see. No, he just decides to pull it right back to the Jirachi, and could Will-O-Wisp come? And it does. Tough breaks because now you kind of can't do enough damage to break through the water with your Iron Head.
Opting for the Wish, maybe wanting to see what'll come out and try and get some more Thunder Waves out. But yeah, very interesting. We've seen the Rotom throw out that burn chance for the Jirachi specifically in the last game, this time catching it. Yeah, I gotta say I would have liked to have gone ahead and seen a Draco Meteor there and just, potentially lose it and live with the rocks, but that's a hard decision to make.
Yeah, and if you're Boats and Hoenns, I think you're just pressing the gyro ball here because you can't let him freely swap into the Latios to get a hidden power fire off.
Either that or potentially just mashing knockoff knowing that that's one of his counters for it, or just to remove an item from something. The Blastoise is really what I think needs to try and counter the Ferrothorn out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Blastoise regardless here. And Boats and Hoenns doesn't have a way to really get rid of those stealth rocks, so getting them out early before the Volcarona can really set up is critical for Kami House. Into the tank, and yeah, straight to the Blastoise. Hasn't Mega Evolved yet. Knockoff not going to work on the Mega Evolution. The Wish hitting him, which is actually pretty nice there. Tops off your Mega. Go ahead and secure the evolution. He's probably going to swap. And this could be that scenario where just press the stab move. Choosing Dark Pulse and it crits. Will it flinch? It does flinch. So now I think maybe you just press Aurasphere if he's going to leave Ferrothorn out.
Yeah, you outspeed the Cofagrigus, but the problem is I don't know if you're gonna one-shot it depending on how it's statted. It is more of a physically defensive, but no, just sticking with the Dark Pulse here.
And with the paralysis, maybe a flinch, and there it is. So that will probably secure it. I would probably just land it with the Dark Pulse. Don't risk it with the Aurasphere.
Yeah,
Finish it off.
that is a ridiculous amount of bad luck for Brad there. And Aurasphere splashed in would have just been able to pump the damage, but the flinches and the paralysis just taking care of the Ferrothorn.
And the Rotom, remember, has the electric move, which was very good against the Blastoise in the previous game. So, yeah, here comes Sylveon to counter. The Volt Switch will allow him to maybe swap the Landorus or even the Volcarona, but I don't think the Volcarona will be good enough here. Yeah, he goes to the Kofa Grigus, but even this, like, I don't think this is a great matchup for you. Hyper Voice is really strong against Kofa Grigus.
Yeah, but it does have the Calm Mind, so we do know that it was set up to try and do this. If it gets a second Calm Mind off, that's going to change up the numbers from where they were previously.
Right. Yeah, it's true. And there's another Calm Mind. No, and you might have to make a move, but it's we'll see. He wants to press pain split eventually, so he's going for the gold here. But one thing is that it's not trick roomed, so it can still get one shot if another or flinched or one of those other ways.
Yeah, the issues with it is that the Cofagrigus is statted defensively with its natural stats heavily. So it getting these calm mines up is going to allow it to split wall very well. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult task to take it out. And there we see its damage. Yeah, not equal to the Wish yet, but still, Wish taking that extra turn, it's going to be difficult. And yeah, going for Barney with a gun, going to try and just push more offense, I guess. But there's the damage.
Yeah, and I think this is just to maybe get some good RNG. Yeah, there's some RNG there, and he's gonna need it because Jirachi's probably the next one coming. And oh, I don't like the swap there. I think you needed to let Blastoise go down. This will just kill your Jirachi. Yeah.
And with the critical hit securing it over the top.
You knew you were gonna outspeed there. I think you just had to go for the Dark Pulse again and just get the reset. But I don't think Boats and Hoenns is moving this Kofa Grigus, so there's a Dark Pulse. Shadow Ball will one shot here, and that might just be it. That one decision there.
Yeah, I'd almost like to see the Terrakion come in and just try and hit it with that physical. Here it comes. Even if it's just something stab like a Stone Edge. And you see 47%, that's hitting well. And there's the Will-O-Wisp to break it, but a lucky miss. Some luck out of this, but the damage has been done
Oh man.
from that. But they are both down 2 Pokemon. It could still be anyone's game.
And Earth Power here is really strong, so will he predict it and maybe press U-turn because of Latios?
And the big issue here for Random Wizard is I think he was reliant on his genie to be able to outspeed the Landorus. Yeah, here comes Goku.
Oh, and this will force it out because it's choiced. This is the chance right here. I don't think you press defog. You can't risk it. You need those rocks against the Volcarona. And he presses recover. Excellent. Didn't know he had the recover. That will be really good here. And oh, he does decide to press defog, and now there's no stealth rock for that Volcarona.
Yeah, it's going to give Brad a second chance to try and get something else planted, or really a third chance because he can try and stick the Gyarados with the Dragon Dances. But yeah, they're definitely staring each other down on this one. Not sure what to do. There's the Volt switch into the Sylveon switch.
Yeah, and right to the Volcarona because with a Quiver Dance, you know that, and with your fire typing, you know that you can just hopefully get a little bit of special defense raise, and maybe that'll be enough. Oh, and the the hidden power. What is it? Hidden power rock or something? I don't know what he's bringing.
Yeah, but it's a critical hit, and that's a big crit there.
Wow, takes it down. That is a
Massive
giant
crit.
swing. Oh my God, massive swing because if he sends the Gyarados out right here, that's what else can you really do? Because the other two Pokemon are special, and this Sylveon has shown that it's thick enough to 10 with both of them.
Yeah, and we got to point out how big that crit was. It's going to bypass the special defense buff
Yeah,
that, that
unbelievable.
that it had. So yeah, the Volcarona being faster, being able to guarantee that special defense buff, could have tried to get like 2 Quiver Dances off, but that crit just changing it up entirely.
Deciding to go for the wish, and this is the risky part because he might just be wanting to heal himself, and that's what he's going to do. Let's see if he pressed Hyper Voice. Nope. Press Heal Bell, get rid of the burn. The Wish will land, but he can fight Landorus with Sylveon. Just press your Hyper Voice here, I think. Like this is your special wall, and he decides to swap. I don't like that swap, but the bug move into the rock fighting is actually great. And Gyarados here intimidating down the fighter, but if he has to mega evolve, so the fighting move in close combat will crush this Gyarados.
Yeah, it's really relying on that attack drop here, or maybe he'll just continue to pivot around and just get it to a point where he can safely do it. But no,
Close
going for the mega
combat,
here.
boom! And that's what I'm saying. That stab close combat on the choice band comes to the Rotom, but Rotom here actually with the water move can just kill Vegeta. So I think you want to go ahead and swap out. No, he just presses close combat to get the chip damage. Volt switching instead of the water move, so he'll swap to Landorus, which will do a lot of damage. But we do have, again, I think it's just a band, so you're gonna have to let Vegeta go down here and then pivot back to the Sylveon, or just pivot to the Sylveon here now because Landorus, you can fight that with Sylveon.
Yeah, valuing that quick attack, I imagine, to just be able to chip anything out. But here we go, Brad just swapping around with the volt switches and the U-turns.
I want to see some hyper voices here. You got to get some damage, and yeah, there's the hyper voice, 36%, good damage, and I think you just keep pressing it because why not? I mean, that's what you kind of have to do with pain split is just sledge through it. You can't be trying to like heal yourself with pain split. So, but he goes back, but the hydro pump, big damage into the rock typing. Not your best swap there. This is gonna be tough. Ladio's coming out, and I think you just press Draco Meteor.
Yeah, great call by Brad there, seeing that he would potentially want to wish pass. Let's see if he pain splits here. Good pain split.
Ugh,
And with
really
that attack
tough.
drop, it's gonna be lower. Oh, yeah, this is a very difficult. This Rotom is showing to be quite the nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
The recover, good for getting the scouting.
And your move here to fight the Goku with the Landorus is what? Uh, Maybe he has hidden power ice.
I think you're just trying to swap out to remove that special attack drop. Your Blastoise isn't doing much for you here. You can kind of throw it away on a swap.
Yeah,
But no, just pushing the damage with the Draco Meteor.
I think seeing how it's not going to kill on this next one, maybe he just chooses to go because the rock slide, he's now locked into it. Maybe you just swap to the Blastoise. Oh, and he misses. Well, Draco Meteor. Oh, he presses recover. No physical attacks here. He's just willing to just let it go, and it's almost like Boats and Hoenns is also willing to just let this Landorus go, which is really tough. Um, yeah, this is going to be hard here. Rock Slide, maybe going for flinch hacks. No flinch hacks. Draco Meteor will take it down. And now it's Latios and Blastoise and Sylveon versus pesky little Rotom.
Yeah, but Goku's Kaiokened way too much. He had to swap out there. Eat a little Zenzu Bean, remove all those special attack buffs. That was a very risky play by my standards of just mashing Draco Meteor and having those special attack drops just happen over and over.
But you can see like stab hydro pump there, and it only did in the 20%. So, and there's another stab hydro pump. Goku taking the wish, and here comes another full strength Draco Meteor, 60%. Will we see a pain split here? No, he pressed Volt Switch, but he can't switch out, and Goku's faster. So will the Draco Meteor hit and take down the Rotom? No, he decides to swap, maybe expecting the pain split. Perfect swap. Here comes Blastoise. Blastoise is not faster than the Rotom, so the Volt Switch can actually kill the Blastoise here. He won't swap, but he'll be able to get back to the Latios for a full strength Draco Meteor.
God, what a close match. Gotta say, crazy RNG
Oh
against
no.
Brad at points in that.
So this is giving Rotom a slight chance here because I'm not sure if the voice will do enough damage. What does he press? He presses Heal Bell to secure the turn, but this is tough. Hydro Pump does miss. He doesn't have Protect, and there's the miss on the Hydro Pump. Will we see a wish? No, he presses the Hyper Voice. 2% left on the Rotom. Oh my goodness. If he paints, he doesn't paint split. The hydro pump takes it down. This is all going on the back of a Draco meteor here. If he misses with it, and oh, he doesn't miss it. It takes it down, and that is game three. What an incredible game! Oh my goodness.